Hello again, everybody. Welcome to the Backbone Podcast, where common sense still makes sense in a world that is sick and only getting sicker. And, you talk about sickness and the world just going absolutely apeshit. It just happens. It seems like a daily occurrence now. No matter where you look, no matter where you turn, no matter what you're doing, you're going to see something, whether it's in this country or in another, that is you just hope that God starts to flood. That's what you're hoping for, because who can live like this? How has the world gone completely insane? And it's happening, unfortunately, in Western societies. Now, I'm not saying Mexico is a Western society. Mexico is run by cartels. They have a puppet yid female as their president or prime minister, and she's a puppet for the cartel. She's incompetent. I mean, she's a woman. You put a woman in leadership, you're finished. But Mexico is a beautiful, beautiful country. I've been there numerous times. Cabo San Lucas, Acapulco, Cancun, Cozumel, even Tijuana. Back in the day. Beautiful place. Food is great. For the most part, the people are great. The women are beautiful. Well, the ones that have more European in them, not the little Indian ones. But the country has just been, over decades now, controlled by incompetent, corrupt politicians. And not corrupt like we have here. I mean, we have corrupt politicians here. But they're not out and out gangsters. I mean, we call them that, but they're more moneysters. They're more banksters than anything else. Mexico and Central America and a lot of other places, they're literally ruled by gangs, by cartels. I can't. I don't know how else to explain it. And there really is no saving Mexico at this point. I mean, I know people are going to point to El Salvador and what that president has done down there by locking all these dudes up and building this huge, massive prison. And Mexico could probably do the same thing. But Mexico are at the point now where, I hate to say this, but they are going to need a full-fledged civil war just to end this stuff. They're going to have to bear down and say, we're going to take these cartels out. Everybody dies. There's nobody going to jail. Nobody getting deported to the United States, sent over to the United States to go to trial, to jail, these drug people. No, we have to get rid of them. You have to get rid of this vermin. You can't leave it up to the justice system and judges and all that, because they're compromised too. It's all out and out war that has to occur to save that country, because it's full of maniacs. They're all over the place. Now, yesterday there was a deadly shooting in Mexico at the Teotihuacán site, the Pyramid of the Moon. A breathtaking place. And you should be able to go there to admire and to stand in awe of these beautiful ruins that are left. If you haven't seen it, you should be able to just go see it and feel the beauty of it. You shouldn't have to worry about getting shot. You shouldn't have to worry about people coming and robbing you and, blowing your head off. You're going to Mexico to spend money to help their economy. But no, it's not that easy. It's not that simple. It's not that safe. Yesterday, gunman Julio Cesar Jasso Ramirez, Jesus Christ, opened fire from the Pyramid of the Moon, killing a Canadian woman, a Canadian tourist, 32 years old, and injuring 13 other tourists from the United States, Colombia, Brazil, Russia, and Canada. This was an act of madness. They all are, but this, you almost become numb to it. Because where do you go from here? I always say that after these things. Where do we go from here? Well, we go to another shooting. We up the ante in madness. And you just have to say, there is no reasoning with this. You know, hell is a place where reason doesn't exist. Reason doesn't exist here right now. So we must be in hell. We have to be. Because this is happening far too often. Far too often. Before 1997, I don't remember any mass shooting that occurred anywhere in the United States or at least at the level that we're seeing today. But now it's a daily occurrence. It's a daily occurrence that's happening, and there just doesn't seem to be an end in sight. No end in sight whatsoever. Here is the sick footage a tourist caught. Now, I think if you know anything about cameras, he had one of these 360 cameras that catches the whole area. So, you know, there's conspiracy theories saying, well, how did this guy catch this person? How did this cameraman catch the shooter this way? There are these 360 cameras. I have one. You could film all around an area to get the sights and the scenes. So I'm guessing, I'm not saying it is, but I'm guessing that this guy had this type of camera. But he catches this vermin. And of course, he's wearing a mask because he's a coward. And he surprise attacks everybody because he's a coward. Here it is.
Is this the last thing that's part of the tour?
No, we walk.
No. I mean here at the pyramids.
Yeah, I think so. Sí, ¿verdad? Lo último. De ahí aquí nos vamos para ¿Cómo?
El agua para no tener que para poderme agarrar.
Don't look down. Look down.
I said I'm scared, but not scared.
Just one at a time, okay? Yo sé que está haciendo yoga. Aquí fue. Aquí fue.
Come on, get down. Get down.
Get down. Get down.
Get down. Get down.
Shit. Be careful. Be careful. Okay, Kevin.
You okay? You okay?
Tío, oye, tranquila. No.
Come here.
Hey, come on.
Hey.
I'm still up there.
Get close to the wall, please.
Shit.
Alan, to the wall.
Jerry.
Go. Ven. Hey, stay against the wall.
Let's go. Let's go. I'm sorry.
What were you saying there?
I get it.
Keep running! Get to the central area! Please keep running!
The horror you just saw is unimaginable. Can you imagine dealing with that? You spend all your time saving the money to go to this place. You spend your money to go there. And then you're running for your life because some maniac decides that he wants to shoot everybody. For what? You're protesting the United States, because that's what a lot of people are saying now, that he had American shootings from America materials on him. What are you trying to prove? You didn't kill any Americans. You killed a Canadian, and they're like, they're the nicest people on the planet. This is a horror, and I know I'm using that word a lot, but how else do you explain this? How else can you explain what is going on here? This is the scene of the shooter at the top of the pyramid here, or around the top of the pyramid here. Now, we have to remember, these pyramids back in the day, before the Spanish and the Catholics came, these were pyramids that were basically human sacrifice buildings. They would chop people's heads off and rip out their hearts, just so they would have a good harvest for the summer. That's what these people were like, what, 500 years ago? Not very long ago, until the Catholics changed their behavior. It seems like they have resorted back to their mania, because they are just insane. Further footage.
Traía los auriculares.
Sí, pues te van
Ya te va a aventar otra bala para hacer.
Look at the fine there.
Los estamenos.
Su madre.
¡Policía, que nadie se mueva! Sí, porque
Shooting these people indiscriminately because he's a child of Satan. Now, there is some audio footage here of the people who were on the top of that mountain. And this is the footage of these people stuck on the mountain here. Just you could just feel the fear, and I mean, how these people didn't shit their pants, I don't know.
Levántate, perra puta. Tú, estúpida. Levántate y corta eso. Tienes un puto minuto. Si no lo haces, te disparo. Corta eso. Corta ese puto plástico. Tienes un puto minuto. Muévete, cabrona. Como si fueras a apoyar.
All right.
Por allá, estúpida. Espera. ¡Rápido! ¡Córtalo todo! Y vosotros, y mierda, que habéis venido desde la puta Europa, ¿no vais a regresar? ¿Nos movéis? ¡Os sacrifico! Esto se construyó para sacrificar, cabrones, no para que vengáis a hacer la puta fotito de mierda. ¿Lo veis? Cumplo mi palabra.
Basically, what this guy is saying, as they translated here, you have come from fucking Europe. You are not going to return. If you move, I'll sacrifice you. That's the thanks that these people got for visiting this vermin's country. That's the thanks they get. Now, of course, there is going to be further concerns now as this footage of this gunman shooting these terrorists in Mexico. We now have concerns of security because in the summertime, the biggest event in the world will occur, and that will be the World Cup. This raises massive, massive, massive concerns. Now, Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum, 99% of Mexico is Catholic. How did this chick become president? I'll never know. She has insisted that her country is safe for tourists. How? From this footage, I beg to differ. And she said that authorities will reinforce security to prevent another shooting of this kind. But this attack has dealt a blow to Mexico's government and their assertions that the country is a safe place to visit, because it's not. It's not even remotely close to being safe. It's not close. It's not a safe place to visit, especially after the widespread attacks by these criminal groups in response to the drug lords killing a few months ago. What do we know about this attacker? Authorities received the first report of the attack around 11:20 a.m., local time, of course, indicating that an armed man had threatened or was threatening civilians at the archaeological site. According to Cristobal Castanilla Camarillo, Secretary of Security for the state of Mexico. Members of the National Guard arrived at 11:30 a.m. The attacker fired shots at their direction. The guardsman returned fire, wounding the shooter in the leg before he would take his own life. The shooter was identified as 27-year-old Mexican citizen, as we said, Julio Cesar Ramirez. He acted alone and had no ties to criminal groups or drug cartels, which are usually behind Mexico's violent attacks. Officials said that the attack appeared to be premeditated. The gunman visited the archaeological site several times, staying in nearby hotels before the deadly incident. Now, Sheinbaum has the gall to say that attacks like this are rare in Mexico. She quotes as saying, "We have never witnessed anything like this in Mexico before. It is the first time such an event has occurred." What is she? Is she out of her goddamn mind? This is the reason why women cannot be in leadership. They are delusional. They're absolutely insane. They can't be in positions of power like this. She goes on to say that the attacker showed signs of, quote, psychological issues and was influenced by incidents that had taken place abroad. Well, no shit, he's insane. And what incidents? So what? So incidents that happened in America. So it's because of what happens in America that you're blaming the shooting on. I mean that's a freaking cop out. Mexico has successfully hosted big events before, including the World Cup in 1986. They recently had a massive concert with Shakira in last month in March, had 400,000 people in it. So there are events that happen in Mexico. But those successes have been clouded by days and days of violence unleashed following the February killing of El Mincho. Remember we talked about him? Sheinbaum insisted at the time that there was, quote, no risk for soccer fans while FIFA president Gianni Infantino said that he had complete confidence, and that's a quote, that everything would, quote, turn out for the best. Yeah, right. In light of Monday's attack on the archaeological site, this happened on Monday, excuse me. Mexican commentators have questioned whether the country can effectively guarantee the safety of tourists and locals in the upcoming World Cup. They cannot. Mexico is set to host 13 matches from June 11th to July 5th in 3 cities, including its capital, where the opener will be played. Authorities insist that they're ready for the event, saying that they will further beef up security as a precaution. This is from the Mexican cultural security guy. Following the president's instructions, security will also be strengthened at archaeological sites in coordination with the Minister of Culture and authorities in matters related to the World Cup, end quote. Scheinbaum acknowledged that the attacker was able to enter Teotihuacán with a gun because archaeological sites don't have security checkpoints. And there you have it. Nothing else to see here. Just people terrified on a fucking pyramid while some guy's shooting at them. And we're supposed to believe this Scheinbaum broad that everything's okay. Nothing to see here. What a sham. What a sham. Can't wait for the flood. And there's my 2 cents. Thanks again for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share. Remember, my friends, you just saw it. Satan is always busy. He's been working overtime. Be a man and have a backbone, because masculinity and common sense are worth standing up for. And just remember, if it ends in an ism, it's a mental disorder. Have a great week.